Fred here, welcome back to the Gear Obsession channel. In this episode, we'll be taking a look at the Kamry 20 from Cigabuy. Cigabuy was kind enough to send me the Kamry 20 for my review. However, it will not sway my decision on whether it's a good APV or not. APV, there's an interesting term for some of you who are new to vaping. That stands for Advanced Personal Vaporizer. That's what this is, because it has lots of electronic features and fancy display and all kinds of special functions that make it advanced. And Kamry sort of markets this as being a consumer-friendly advanced personal vaporizer because it does not require special batteries, even though it can handle sub-ohm coils or sub-ohm atomizers. It has a sort of a semi-built-in 10 amp 18650, which we'll go ahead and open this up and take a look at. My guess is they built this to compete with the iTaste MVP, and we'll find out. I'm going to go ahead and call this a MPV killer to see if it actually does kill the iTaste MVP. They also market this as being smart and secure. So let's go ahead and take a close look. Now, I've been using this for about a week now, and I'll tell you what, right up front, I am really enjoying this. I'm really liking it a lot. I love the size. Also, again, from Cigabuy, I went ahead and checked the internet before this video started, and it is cheapest at Cigabuy, and right now it is selling for $32.51. I'll go ahead and provide the link below. So here's the MVP, just so you could have a size comparison. You can see that it's smaller, however it is just slightly wider. So there's your comparison. The Kamry 20 has a 510 thread, and let's see if that's a spring-loaded pin or not. And yes, it is. You can see that. So that's nice that it could adjust to any type of tank, atomizer, or RDA that you put on this. It is compatible with atomizers from 0.3 ohm to 3 ohm, and today I'm going to go ahead and put my Aspire on here, which has a 0.5 ohm atomizer in it. So we're actually going to check out the sub-ohm capability of this mod. Output powers between 7 and 23 watts, even though it's called a Kamry 20. And that's because it doesn't achieve 20 watts for every atomizer. Actually, the maximum wattage output for a 0.3 to 0.5 ohm atomizer is 20 watts. And then anything above that, it will actually get up to 23 watts. The body is made out of a really nice anodized aluminum. I'm gonna say this a couple of times, that the build quality of this APV is really exceptional. I really like how it looks, how it feels, how solid it is. One of the things that I came across right away, as soon as I picked this up, is button rattle. No button rattle. I could go over here and grab a clopper that I happen to have right here. Button rattle. I have a lot of mods with button rattle. This, none. Everything is nice, tight, well made. Now the next thing is the screen here. So I'm going to go ahead and kick this off, and it's indicating, let me go ahead and fire this just real short like, so you go ahead and get a ohm reading. There we go. So right now it's reading 0.6 ohms, which means because it's over that 0.5 limit, I could go ahead and achieve 23 watts. Oops, I'm going the wrong way. By the way, this these two buttons will move everything up and down. So I'm going to go ahead, and you can see how it goes by tenths, and then if you keep on holding it, it will go up by full watts. So It sort of goes by tenths, and then if you continue to hold it, it will just race by full watts. And again, it goes down to 7 up to 23. The OLED screen not only shows you your wattage, but it will also show you your battery capacity. I'm all charged up, and right there in that little number right there, that's your ohm reading of your coil, and below that is the voltage. Now when you fire this, here's the fire button. I'm going to go ahead and fire it for a second. It has a puff counter and the amount of seconds there that you are vaping, kind of thing, and it shows you variable wattage in the wattage mode, 23 watts. Now you could actually change modes. This is not just a fire button, this is also a mode select button. If I press this button 1, 2, 3 times, it goes into voltage mode where I can change things by voltage. So I could go up and down by volts. And then if I go 1, 2, 3, it'll go back to watts where I could go up and down by watts. Again, I'm going to get this all the way up to 23. There we go. Also has a on-off feature where if I press it 5 times, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it turns it off. So you won't inadvertently fire. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 will turn the APV back on, and then it will function normally. This thing also has a micro USB, which, by the way, this came with a micro USB cable. It did not come with a charger. You know, it came with a little manual, an inspection tag right there, and a cable. So if you want to charge it up, you just go ahead and put the micro USB cable into the bottom and then the other end into a USB charger, and it will charge it up rather quickly. It charged up very nicely, very quick. When you are in voltage mode, I failed to point out that the buttons, you'll go between 3 volts and 7.6 volts. Now, I want to talk about the internals. This is powered by a 18650 battery, 10 amps. And one of the big things that Kamry says is that you don't need an expensive high drain battery that's rated over 10 amps. 10 amps is fine, and you could put any 10 amp 18650 battery in here and everything will work great. There's also temperature protection, where if it gets over 70 degrees internally there, it will cut itself off. So let's go ahead and take a look inside. Now, a lot of the new mods these days have a magnetic back. This doesn't. And you have to remove these very small screws. So I'm going to go ahead and turn this off before I open it up. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. And I'm going to break out my little screwdriver and start screwing. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and remove the cover. By the way, it is a little bit of a fingerprint magnet, even though it's brushed aluminum. And here is the internals. Now we can see here there's this heat sink in here is probably where the temperature is measured. So if it gets over 70 degrees, it'll go ahead and cut itself off. And you have the battery here. Now the battery, interestingly enough, it says Kamry on there, which is good. It shows me it's looking like it's authentic, but I'm trying to figure out what's going on here. Oh, I see. So they go ahead and they solder this in. Let me go ahead and show that right there. It is soldered in, so this is not a easy job to change the battery. You're gonna have to break out the soldering iron to put in a new one once the battery goes, but your battery should not go quick. This is, again, what I believe to be marketed against, which is the MVP, which is a built-in battery. This essentially is a built-in battery. However, if you must, you can go ahead and replace this. It's not difficult. You just have to know how to find yourself around a soldering iron. So I'm going to go ahead and put this all back in, close it up, and I'll be right back. Now to the most important part of the review. How does it work? How does it vape? Well, again, have the aspire on here. And we're going to go ahead and pump 23 watts through it and see what kind of clouds we can make. Works like a champ. I really like this. I've been vaping on it for almost a week now, and it has worked flawlessly. I love the solid feel. I like the size. I really like everything about this. It has a lot of pros for me. It has that solid feel, solid construction, no button rattle, really nice display, and built-in charging. Has a little micro USB right there where you just sort of charge it, which is a good thing it has that, because con number one, battery soldered in, so it, even though you could get a relatively cheap 18650 needing only a 10 amp, it's not too hard on the wallet if you do need to replace the battery, but it kind of sucks, and this is the con, that you have to remove the 4 screws and then you have to unsolder and resolder in the new 18650 battery. So I would have liked that to be sort of a spring-loaded battery in there with maybe a magnetic cover or something a little easier to open it up. But it's not really meant. I get the feeling that this was not meant to open and close a lot. This was meant to compete against the MVP by iTaste, and it beats it. In my opinion, it absolutely beats it. For the one main reason is that this can handle sub-ohm down to 0.3 ohm coils. Can. Also, I like the size a little better. You know, I like the little shorter size. I like the rounded edges. Again, I like the aesthetics, and it's solid. Button rattle? No button rattle. Absolutely, the display on this guy is better. I do kind of think, you know, I'm sort of iffy on this. This has a Ego thread, and then you put this beauty ring on there if you put a 510 on it. This does not, which means that the atomizer or tank clearmizer or whatever fit flush, as long as you're using 510, because it's 510 only. But you can't use Ego style unless you fit an adapter on there, which you could get an adapter for a couple of bucks. It really is no big deal. So I believe it definitely beats the MVP. Comes in at a cheaper price point. It's built like a tank. I like it a lot, and I highly recommend it. Run over to Cigabuy right now. Get it for the lowest price on the internet that I could find at the time of videotaping this review, for $32.51. I'll go ahead and put the link below. Alright, well, thank you very much for joining me here at the Gear Obsession channel. I really do appreciate every friend, viewer, subscriber, and especially you, and I hope you have a great day. Take care. Bye.